Hi guys, a brand new emulator has appeared in the App Store. It's called Retroarch, and it lets you play Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, PlayStation 1, and much more. So I'm gonna be showing you how to add the games, how to play the games, how to add the BIOS for the PlayStation 1. And yeah, let's get started. So first you need to open up the App Store and you search Retroarch emulator, like that. Search, scroll down till you see this one, Retroarch. It looks like this. You click get. Now in my case, I already downloaded it. That's why there's a cloud, but you simply just click get and it will start downloading. Okay, once it downloaded, close out. Now it should be in your home screen. Tap on it to open it up, and it will start extracting. The first thing we want to do is go to online updater, and we gotta update everything. Update core into info files. Tap on that. Update assets. Tap on that. Tap on update controller profiles. Tap on that. Tap on update cheats. Tap on that. Update database. Tap on that. Update overlays. Tap on that. And last one is just wait for it to disappear, extracting. Okay, update slang shaders. There you go. Once you've done that, you're good to go. Now you're ready to add your games. So to add your games is very simple. You close out, and I cannot show you how to get your games, but simple Google search would do the trick, and you should be able to find them and download them. So RetroArch, like I said, it supports MAME, PlayStation 1, Game Boy Advance, Super Nintendo, Nintendo Entertainment System, DS, Nintendo 64, Sega Genesis, Game Boy, PSP, uh, Game Boy Color, and that's it. So I have my games in folders. So if I have, for example, I have if I downloaded a Super Nintendo game, a ROM, and Super Nintendo ROM, I'll store it. I'll create a folder called SNES, and I'll put it inside here. So as you can see in the SNES folder, I have all my Super Nintendo games, and for MAME, I have all my MAME games here. For PlayStation, I have all my PlayStation games. My Game Boy Advance games are right here on the Game Boy in the GBA folder. My DS games are right here in the DS folder, and so on and so forth. So you get the idea. Just create a folder of the system, and then make sure it's actually, like, for example, if it's a N64, like Super Mario 64, create a folder called N64, and move the ROM inside the N64 folder that you just created. So if you have I'll say it again, a Sega Genesis, like Sonic the Hedgehog, create a Sega Genesis folder, move the Sonic the Hedgehog ROM into the folder. So, and then it doesn't need to be extracted. RetroArch automatically extracts your files, except the PlayStation games. Except the PlayStation games. But if you want to know how to set up the PlayStation, I could make a separate video about that. Because because yeah, I don't want to make this too long. I just want to make it so that everybody could uh set up Retroarch and and play it on the go and quickly get into it, and rather than just spending too much time setting it up. So all right, so let's get back to the tutorial. So you locate wherever your games are. Um, there should be a folder, Retroarch folder here, as you can see. There's a Retroarch folder there. That's where you're gonna store your games. Like I said before, you have to. I suggest creating a folder for each system. Um, like for example, if it's a SNES, if you have SNES games, if you download SNES games, create a folder called SNES and store your Super Nintendo games inside the SNES folder. But once you've done that, all you do is just hold it, copy, go to Retroarch folder, Retroarch, downloads, and store it here. Hold, paste. Again, I'll do the same for my other systems. MAME, copy, Retroarch, downloads, hold, paste. Again, my PlayStation games right here. Hold, copy, Retroarch, downloads, hold, paste. It might take a while on my PlayStation games because it has a lot of games on it. Okay. Retro games, GBA, hold, copy, Retroarch, downloads, hold, paste. Go back. NES, that stands for Nintendo Entertainment System. Downloads, hold, paste. DS now. Copy. Retroarch, downloads, hold, paste. N64 now. Hold, copy. Retroarch, downloads, hold, paste. Sega Genesis, hold, copy. Retroarch, downloads, hold, paste. Now, go back. Just a couple more systems. Game Boy, hold, copy. Downloads, paste to here. Just a few systems left. Game Boy Color now. Copy. Retroarch, downloads, paste. Now that I have all my systems, I just go back, close out, go back to Retroarch. Now you go to the middle button here at the bottom, and you click import content, scan directory, documents, Retroarch, downloads, and remember where we store everything in the Retroarch downloads folder. That's where all your games are. And you just simply if you scan directly or scan all of it, it'll take a long time. But I like to scan each one by one. So DS, scan directory, Game Boy now, scan Game Boy Advance, scan Game Boy Color, scan MAME. If you hear people in the background talking, that's my parents, so don't worry about that. If you can't hear it, then that's fine too. But yeah. Okay, go back. Nintendo 64 now. Scan it. Nintendo Entertainment System. Scanned. PlayStation 1 now. This might take a while. Right after I'm done scanning my games, my folders, I'll show you how to add the BIOS for the PlayStation 1. So scan, SNES now, the last one, scanned. Now when you go back arrow, you should see your all your games, all the systems. Now arcade, as you can see, arcade, Game Boy, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance. Takes a bit while to download the box art, but once you wait a while, for a bit, you should download the box art. I go to Game Boy Color now. Game Boy Color. As you can see, it downloaded the box art. Nintendo 64 now. Okay, download the box art. Nintendo DS. Just wait for it. You should download the box art. Nintendo DS, Nintendo Entertainment System. Download the box art. Super Nintendo now. As you can see, download the box art. Sega Genesis. Sega Mega Drive Genesis. As you can see, download the box art. Sony PlayStation now. As you can see, download the box art. It's downloading the box art. As you can see, okay, now I'm gonna show you how to add the BIOS for the PlayStation. It's simple. Just close out. Go to your files. I cannot show you where to get your PlayStation BIOS, but if you search PlayStation BIOS on Google, you should be able to find them and download them. And yeah, so once you get it, you should have the the scph5500.bin, scph5501.bin, scph5502.bin. So once you have that, make a folder called PlayStation BIOS. And now once you've done that, hold it, copy. Now go to the Retroarch folder, Retroarch, go down to System, and then you hold, paste. Once you've done that, you close out, Retroarch, go to here in the middle again, the middle button here. No, the settings. Go to directory where it says System and BIOS. Click on it, PlayStation BIOS, use directory. And now when you see that, it says PlayStation BIOS. And now when you go back, home, go to configuration file and save configuration. Once you've done that, close out, open it again. Go to your PlayStation games now. Click on one. I'm gonna play Crash Bandicoot. Click on it, run. Crashed. Okay, let me try it again. Run. Okay, for some reason it's crashing. I don't know why. Let me set core association. This one, run. Okay, you have to set the core association. But once you've done that, it should load. As you can see, I'm gonna play Crash Bandicoot. You could play vertical or landscape. It's up to you. Wait, this is not Crash Bandicoot. This is Capcom vs. Sync. So let me close out. Okay, let me check if this was Capcom vs. Sync. So you have to set a core association, and the core you have to set it for is, it could be two of them or the three. Sony PlayStation Beetle PSX HW, Sony PlayStation Beetle PSX, or Sony PlayStation PCX Rearm, which is the one I recommend. But I'm doing the Beetle, Sony PlayStation Beetle PSX, because I like the boot up where it boots up the Sony PlayStation the boot up screen. I kind of like that, so that's why I prefer setting the core to that one, the Beetle PCX. But I recommend the PCSX ARM. As you can see, I'm playing Crash Bandicoot. I'm gonna show a little bit of gameplay, and then I'm gonna show the other systems. I'm gonna check if you have to set the core association or you just run the game. You run content. Oh, I forgot to mention, you can play this with the controller. You can play this with the Xbox, PS5, PS4, and even the Backbone 1 controller. As you can see, I'm playing.
What have I got?
I highly recommend using Retroarch for PlayStation games. It's very smooth, no lag. As long as you have a powerful device. You don't have to have a powerful device. As long as you have at least an iPhone 8, 7, and it should perfectly run smooth.
What have I got?
Okay, that's Crash Bandicoot. close content. Let's see another one now. Let's see. Nintendo 64. I'm gonna play Super Mario 64. Click on it. Run. Oh yeah, so you do have to set door core association every time. Every time you want to play a game, so you tap on the game. Say core association, and then the Mupin 64 plus next. That's the core. It's suggested for the Super Mario 64, and it could be any N64 game. So tap on it and click run, and it should run the game. So yeah, so
It's me,
keep in mind that when you're trying to tap on your game and run content, don't click on run content. Click on set core association and set it to the Nintendo 64
Okie dokie.
or if you have a Sega Genesis, it might be the Sega Genesis core, whatever.
Peach.
You can see it's working. Like I said before, you can play this with the controller. You don't have to play on the on-screen controls. So yeah, that's N64. So for my main games, it only displays three games, and that's the problem. It doesn't scan all your games. I remember in the top of my head I have 35 games for main, and it only shows up 3. So all you do is just go to import content, manual scan, content directory, document/Retroarch, downloads. Okay, I'm gonna put main, scan this directory, system name. I'm gonna scroll down until I see. Okay, which one? Fire B of FB Neo arcade games, and I put scan this scan, start scan. Once I done that, I go back. I go to arcade, and as you can see, it scanned my games. Now I won't actually download the box art because the main games, like you have to add like a that file, I think, and I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to make arcade games for the box art to appear. I don't know how to do that. Only some, like 3 of them only. In my case, only 3 of them, and the rest just doesn't show up for the box art. I'll be nice and just show you for each system which core to use, which is the best core. The video might be longer, but it'll be more helpful. So I'm willing to help you guys with any problems you have, with every issues you're gonna encounter, and I'll bring them up if I had to. So for arcade games. Let's say I want to play uh King of Fighters to 2002. I just tap on it. Remember to set the core association. Don't click on run content because that will automatically crash the app. So you click on set core association. Scroll. It should be the Arcade Fireburn Neo, or it should be the Arcade Fireburn Neo. Click on it, and then click on run, and it will run the game. Click on this button here that I'm clicking to add credits for arcade games. As you can see, I'm playing. Playing King of Fighters for arcade. That's King of Fighters. So for Game Boy, let's see, Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. Like I said, you just tap on it, set core association, and all of them will work. No, not all of them. My suggestion is Gambit, Game Boy Color, the first one for Game Boy games, and just click on run, and it will run the game. And as you can see, it's running the game. As you can see, it's working. That's on Super Mario Land 2, golden coins. So I showed you the arcade, the arcade core association, the Game Boy. Now I'm gonna show you the Game Boy Advance. I'm gonna pick Super Mario Advance 2, Super Mario World. Tap on it, set core association, and either of these will work, but my suggestion is Nintendo Game Boy Advance MGBA. That one, run, and it'll run the game.
Here we go, Super Mario.
Tap on. Okay, it's A, and B. Tap on the Retroarch circle here at the bottom to exit out, and you click close content. Now Nintendo Game Boy Color. Now I'll do Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. Tap on it, set core association, and then it's gonna be the Gear Boy. The Gear Boy. My suggestion. It's my suggestion. The Gear Boy. So you can see it works. That's Game Boy Color. Nintendo 64, I already showed you, but I'll show you again. I'll put Mario Kart 64, set core association. It'll be the first one, Nintendo 64 move pin 64 plus next. Tap on it, hit run. Oh, it crashed. Interesting. So it sometimes crashes.
Welcome to Mario Kart. Mario Grand Prix. Select your place and go. Select map.
Sometimes crashes. So you just open up Retroarch again and try again. Try to play the game again. And you should be able to play it. So if you're playing on touchscreen, make sure you hit the plus here. I mean the circle here for the joystick. That will let you move with Mario Kart 64 or Super Mario 64 or any of the Nintendo 64 games that require the joystick. Or if you're playing on controller, you just use the joystick and the buttons. There you go, that's Mario Kart 64. I'm only showing you a little bit because I want this to be as short as possible and easy as possible to follow. Now Nintendo DS. I choose New Super Mario Bros. Tap on it, set course association, and it should be the first one. Nintendo DES Mu and Mu. Tap on that, run content, and it'll run the game. Like I said before, this works with controllers. You don't have to play with the touchscreen controls. So yeah, you could use the controller. I recommend using the controller. It's for the best experience. And yeah, that's the way to go to play your all the retro games on Retroarch.
Here I go.
That's Nintendo's DS. Okay, Nintendo Entertainment System now. I'll pick Super Mario Bros. 3. Tap on it, set course association. I recommend the Messin. Nintendo NES Famicom Messin. Tap on it, run, and it'll run the game. That's Super Mario Bros. 3 for the NES. Now Super Nintendo now. I'll choose Super Mario World. Tap on it. Set course association. And then my suggestion is the Nintendo NES, Nintendo SNES, SFC, SNES 9X. Tap on it, run, and it'll run the game. Like I said before, these are my suggestions for the course. You don't have to choose the ones that I'm choosing. But make sure it is the correct core for the console. And see, it works. Super Mario World. Okay, so yeah, that's Super Mario World. Sega Mega Drive Genesis. The last one, I'll choose Sonic the Hedgehog. Set Core Association. And my suggestion is the second one, Sega MSGGMD CD Genesis Plus. And it should say GX. Yeah, GX. And you tap run. Sega! And it should run the game. The Sega Genesis. Alright, so I showed you the arcade core association, Game Boy core association, Game Boy Advance core association, Game Boy Color core association, Nintendo 64 core association, Nintendo DS core association, Nintendo Entertainment System core association, Nintendo Super Entertainment System core association, Sega Mega Drive Genesis, and the Sony PlayStation. I'll show you again the Sony PlayStation. I choose Crash CTR, Crash Team Racing. Tap on it. Set Core Association, and it's either these three: Sony PlayStation Beetle PSX HW, Sony PlayStation Beetle PSX, or Sony PlayStation PCSX Rearm, which is the one I recommend. But I'm choosing the Sony PlayStation Beetle PSX. Tap on it and then hit run.
Start your engines! A Sony Computer Entertainment America production. Fasten your seatbelts for another Naughty Dog creation.
See, that's Crash Bandicoot, Team Racing. Okay, I won't show you gameplay. I don't want to make this video too long. One thing I'll show you. One thing one more else thing that I want to show you is if you go to settings at the bottom, the settings, the gear icon here, and you go to drivers menu and you set it to XMB, and you go back, click the home, click core configuration file, and click on save configuration, save current configuration, and then you close out and you open it again. You will see that now the background is blue and your systems are now organized and it looks much cleaner and better. And yeah, that pretty much sums up my video. Thank you for watching. Bye.